far as I'm concerned, Nigel Farage is God.
I think he's abusing democracy by calling this election. He ought not to have done it.
I'll be voting for Binface.
Welcome to Clacton, where the residents here will vote in a by-election, which is looking like it's going to be Nigel Farage's biggest competition, Count Binface. And the residents here have had leaflets and leaflets standing on their doorsteps as a record 34 candidates will be on the ballot paper. We've come to Clacton to find out if Nigel Farage's gamble of resigning and then standing again has paid off, or if the shine is starting to fade from Reform UK. The by-election comes up in a week's time.
That's right.
Who are you voting for?
Reform.
Okay. Tell me why.
Well, try and stop all these immigrants. Something's got to be done about it. At the end of the day, there's people in this country not getting nothing, and they're coming over and getting everything, which is all wrong.
Who are you going to vote for?
Nigel, definitely.
Okay. Why so sure?
Because I did last time. 20 years ago, I thought he'd make a good Prime Minister. And I still think he would. He certainly couldn't be any worse than what we got, even if he hasn't got the experience.
Tell me how you're going to vote next week.
I'm going down there to do it in person. I did vote for him last time, so I'm going to vote for him again this time.
When you say him, who are you talking about?
Nigel Farage, of course. Only one man for that job. We want him in the top seat.
Why you're voting for Reform?
Well, it's the only way we're going to go, isn't it? Where else can we go? We got two lost governments, and this is the only government here that's going to sort things out for us. So as far as I'm concerned, Nigel Farage is God.
How worried are you about Nigel Farage's finances or Reform's finances when we hear, for example, he got given £5 million and didn't declare it?
To be honest with you, I think they're all as bad as one another. I think we probably don't know half what goes on, and I just think we should go on what they say they're going to do.
And what do you think Nigel Farage has done for you as your constituency MP over the last couple of years?
Honestly, I wouldn't say I've noticed anything, but then I didn't notice anything from the previous Conservative councillor, so it's nothing to really compare with.
Has he been a good constituency MP for the last 2 years?
I think so, yes.
What's he done?
He's talked to people and he hears what they're saying and he's acting on what they say. That's about it.
Doesn't he? He listens. He listens to you. Yeah.
And I find it's very approachable. And when he's walked down the road, you walk up to him, you can talk to him, you can shake his hand, and he listens to what you say. That's what I like.
Same. Same as, yeah, I feel the same.
As your constituency MP for the last 2 years, how well do you think Nigel Farage has put your best interests first?
Yes, it hasn't made it a lot of difference, but we just want him in to kick them up the arse in government, don't we?
Nigel Farage was your elected MP, and then he's chosen to stand again. Why do you think he's actually done that?
Well, to prove the government wrong, I suppose, at the end of the day.
Prove them wrong on what?
Well, a lot of things, if the truth's known. Since he's been in, they're going to do this, do that. They haven't done nothing. Since Andy Burnham's been in, there's over 2,000 immigrants already come in alone since he's been in the last 2 weeks.
And as a local MP, what would you say Nigel Farage has done for you and for the residents of Clacton?
He hasn't been in long, has he? Really? How long's he been in power here?
2 years.
Is it 2 years? As long as that? Oh, you surprised me there. Yeah, but all I know, he lives in Frinton.
Why do you think he called this by-election?
Well, because I think there was a lot of problems when he won last time. I think somebody kicked up a little bit of a stink over it, so he came back down, and now he's freestanding, which I think was very good of him.
You say kicked up a bit of a stink. I think what you're referring to is there's been accusations about the funding of Reform.
Yeah.
We know Nigel Farage received a £5 million donation from a cryptocurrency billionaire that he didn't declare. How much of that worries you?
Well, I think he's a very fair man, so I don't think he would try to diddle Clacton at all.
Should Nigel Farage say sorry for not declaring that £5 million?
I don't know the legality of it, but he wasn't an MP at that time, was he?
He wasn't, but in the 12 months before you become an MP, you have to declare things.
The legality side of it, I don't know. Does it concern me? Not one bit.
In 2024, Nigel Farage won a landslide victory here in Clacton on issues like stopping the boats, immigration. But will that core support back him this time around when we've had so many questions about reform and Nigel Farage's personal finances? We've got a by-election coming up a week today. What do you want as the outcome?
The truth about Farage, I'd like the outcome. I won't be voting for him because he's done nothing for us in the last 2 years. I'd rather have somebody that actually does something for the local area instead of flitting off to America or wherever he goes. Yeah, I don't think he's the right person for Clacton.
Did you vote for him 2 years ago?
No.
Who did you vote for then?
Green. Only because I knew we wouldn't see him for dust. When I knew he would win, but I knew we wouldn't see him for dust.
How are you going to be voting?
I'll be voting for Binface. I think that the whole thing's turned into a circus, and I've been following him for actually like about 8 years now, and I quite enjoy seeing someone take elections that have sort of elements that are undemocratic and try to, in my opinion, I think make somewhat of a mockery of democracy, and he then makes a mockery of that circumstance, and I enjoy that a lot. I think he's actually way more intelligent than people let on. I think it would send a hilarious message, and yeah, I'm a big fan of it, so that's how I'll be voting.
There are 34 candidates on my voting paper, which is a postal one. How am I supposed to choose a candidate when a lot of them aren't even local? There's somebody from Edinburgh.
So do you think it's a bit of a farce?
Yes.
Will you vote then?
Probably yes, but it'll be difficult to make a choice.
So you're comfortable with a comedian as your elected representative if he was elected?
Yeah, I think certainly more so than... I don't think he's doing it for personal gain, like I would say every other candidate in this situation. I think most candidates have, what we got, like 30 or 40 now?
34.
34. It's just clearly an opportunity to make the most of a situation and, you know, get themselves... It's clearly entirely sort of driven by personal goals. Whereas I don't think that's what it is for him. I think for him it's trying to prove a genuine political point, which I think is much more meaningful than any of the goals of any of the other candidates that I've seen.
There's quite a lot of frustration from residents in Clacton, either because you're looking at this very long ballot list and thinking, well, the party I actually support isn't on there, and even amongst some Reform voters, they are questioning, why are we going through this again? I understand why he decided to call a by-election, because he already was your constituency MP.
Yeah, I do understand. I think that was his biggest mistake. I don't think he should have done it personally. He should have waited until the end of the investigation and then decided what to do. But he's called it, so he's got to live with it.
I believe that law is a cornerstone of democracy, and I think he's abusing democracy by calling this election. He ought not to have done it. If he's innocent, and I believe he is, he should have said to the people accusing him, put up or shut up. I'm innocent, I'm clear. He should not have asked the people of Clacton to be judge and jury.
The polls do suggest, and it's always very difficult to actually extrapolate, but they do suggest that Nigel Farage is going to win again. How will you feel about what the purpose of this by-election was if that's the case?
Well, as far as I understand, I've not seen any reasoning beyond his sort of attempt to avoid investigation for the time being. I assume the idea, from my perspective, it seems as though you delay it for a little while. By the time that he gets re-investigated, the public interest in the matter's died down, so then the investigation sort of loses its backing and its sort of enthusiasm. So maybe, but then, then we'll end up, if that investigation goes further, then we have a second by-election.
Potentially, yeah.
So it's another waste of money and time, causes more instability in the local area, causes more sort of a local cultural rift. I think obviously my personal feelings about Nigel Farage are entirely negative, but that, I think it seems like anyone with any kind of reasonable political education, I think, is of the same opinion.
It looks like Nigel Farage is going to win. In that case, what do you hope he's going to do when you vote for him?
Well, what he's been saying, all the things he's been saying, but there's so much opposition from all the parties against him because he's the biggest danger to their to their positions.
This is just a joke. This is a joke by-election. There's nothing serious about it at all. We need a decent MP that lives local, not one that lives everywhere else but local, that has knowledge of the local area and what's going on.